There's a quote by Alexander Bell, the scientist, inventor, engineer, and innovator who was credited with inventing and patenting the first practical telephone. He also founded the American Telephone and Telegraph Company in the late 1800s. Some of you may be familiar with his name, but he said, "Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. Your focus is the elimination of options, and it causes you to be blind to everything else that does not matter to you. It's impossible to look forward and also see what's going on behind you at the same time. True greatness can only be accomplished when we are able to focus all of our attention on what we're doing at the present moment. If we allow distractions to interrupt us, it's likely that the output of our work will suffer from it. However, if you're able to focus intensively on the work at hand, you'll be able to unlock greater potential. Just as the sun rays ignite paper when focused, so will the results of your work improve dramatically if you perform it with the greatest level of concentration. There's a quote by Bruce Lee. He said, "The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus." Have you ever sat down to work and found yourself checking your emails, your favorite website, checking your text messages, or scrolling through Facebook? I'm sure a lot of us could say yes. This simply means that you are not giving your full attention and focus to the task at hand and have lost yourself to distractions. This is certainly not the best and most efficient way to complete a project. It would be great to have the ability to become so immersed in your work that you pour everything you have into it, and making it a meditative and transformative experience. If you can do this, your happiness toward the project increases. Your stress level about the task will go down, and your work will improve. Many people who practice this art of laser-like focus will look back at their completed projects and not even recognize their work. It was almost as if they performed it in a trance. The secret of the martial arts is the ability to focus. Obtaining this type of focus is not hard. Just like anything else, it is something that takes training and practice. It is also something that is extremely personal and requires each person to find what brings them to their center of focus. You must know yourself. and notice particular strengths that you have. I will offer a few suggestions that may be helpful to you, and you can pick and choose what you feel might work best for you. The first one would be find a place, a peaceful designated space, and make it your own. Whether it be for work, exercise, eating, or sleeping. When something requires focus, it helps to have a spot set aside for that particular task at hand. Remove all clutter from that area that would cause distractions, like a pending to-do list that could be laying on your desk, or an open file or tab that might grab your attention. For example, if a stay-at-home parent who's a writer may sometimes have to pack up their writing material and hit the local Starbucks or library where they cannot be distracted by laundry, dishes, or needing to take a nap. The second one would be eliminate technology. This will be extremely difficult for those of you who are addicted to technology, but certainly attainable. Turn the notifications on your phone off, whether it be emails, text messages, other work messages. If you are placing your focus on something, place it in completely. Do not let your focus wander, especially to mindful things such as tweets or Facebook notifications, etc. It's so easy to break your focus, but remember, your focus can be developed with habitual practice and repetition. Some families have a rule of once they enter the house after work or school, all cell phones are turned off and placed in a particular location until the next day. I know some of you may be thinking, but what if there is an emergency and someone needs to contact me? You can simply have a landline for emergency calls during the evenings. Remember, before cell phones existed, people were still able to contact others whenever they needed to. Nothing in the world can be a substitute for your focus and mental well-being. There are studies that substantiates the overuse of cell phones and social media in relation to the increase in anxiety and restlessness. The third one would be set goals. If focusing is hard, set up a reward system for yourself. Create goals that you can achieve, such as working uninterrupted for 20 minutes. If you're able to do so, then reward yourself by taking a 5-minute break, etc. We're all at different stages of our lives. So whatever we need to do in order to increase our focus, we should do it if we are serious about the task at hand. Strength and focus derives from within. If you're able to master your inside, you will reign in the outside world. Each time you achieve a goal, no matter how small it may seem to others, you increase your confidence. There's a noticeable difference between someone who is confident versus someone who lacks confidence. There's a quote by Catherine Pulsifer. She said, "Focus means eliminating distractions, not just from other people, but the things we do to distract ourselves." Be intentional with whatever you're doing. Mindfulness is a practice of being fully in the present moment. Practice mindfulness when you wake up in the morning. Truly experience all of the good things in the life you presently have. Listen for the birds chirping. Be thankful for simply waking up in the morning. You could always find something that you can be appreciative of, even in the present state that you're in right now. There's a quote by Frank Knoll, and he said, "Studies show that retaining memories can be learned through a series of exercises, cerebral trainings, and practical tests. This will require a lot of focus and concentration until the brains get used to it. Like your body, you can train your mind to focus instantly on whatever you would like it to focus on." There's a story about synergy and the Belgian draft horse. Now, one of the largest and strongest horses in the world is the Belgian draft horse. In fact, competitions are held to see which horse can pull the most. It's been affirmed that one Belgian draft horse can pull approximately 8,000 pounds. The weird thing is, if you put two Belgian horses in the same harness who are strangers to each other, together they can pull approximately between 20,000 to 24,000 pounds. Two can pull not twice as much as one, but 3 times as much as one. This example simply represents the power of synergy. However, if two horses are raised and trained together, they learn to pull and think as one. The trained and therefore unified pair can pull between 30,000 and 32,000 pounds, almost 4 times as much as a single horse. That's simply amazing to me. But now imagine if you yourself would train your mind, body, and soul to unite as one. How much more power you can generate in your life to accomplish absolutely anything you so choose to focus on. It will take some practice, but I'm sure you've heard the phrase at some point in your life: practice makes perfect. So begin unifying yourself. Just as you have single fingers, individual fingers, you can do things with them individually. But when you unite them together, they can be a more powerful force. So keep that in mind. Practice synergy. Practice being one with yourself. Increase your focus is simply practicing. Now you may be scatterbrained and all different thoughts just roam through your mind, but you can become better by practicing. So after hearing this, be proactive and begin implementing the things you've learned today in order to start the process of your new mind creation. Also remember to join me again next week for an all-new episode.